Shalom. Call Halay Naya, how about Shemiel Shai, by Shem Rakakwadash. Double uns to the Els, the apostles, the great millstone who rule well, Shalom to the 144,000. The 1/3 remnant, men, women, children of the hopeful elect, Shalom. It's the brother Gabar Yash coming back at you, another quick lesson. Through the spirit and power, how about Shemiel Shai, praise and let's be edifying, straight to the point. We're going to jump right into it, man. This is from endtimeheadlines.org. And it says, Macron warns of civil war if far left or far right wins. So let's jump and see what this article is about. It says French President Emmanuel Macron warned Monday that a victory for the far left or the far right in this month's snap election could spark civil war. Okay, so civil war might happen in France, and really, there's gonna be uprises and uproars of the people throughout the whole world, man. Okay, and let's get that scripture because these are the times that we're in, not just in France. It's gonna happen here in Babylon too. Okay, so without further ado, let's go to 2 Israel 9:1. 2 Israel chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and what thou seest part of the signs past which I told thee before. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we see all the signs, man. We see that prophecies are being fulfilled. Second is the 15th chapter is going to come to life, okay? Not just in here in Babylon, the great America, but throughout the four corners of the earth, man, okay? A time of Jacob's trouble is going to be everybody, man. Not just the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the speckled bird Israelites that are scattered amongst the heathen that look like the heathens. Okay, but Jacob's trouble is going to be for all, including 2/3, including the hopeful elect. But the hopeful elect is going to be saved out of these times, man. So these are the times that we're in. Okay. Verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, okay? And you're seeing that, man. Uproars of the people. People have had enough. People are fed up, man. Okay, you had this Edomite crying about how hard things is, man. Okay? All right. So hey, and really those are the curses that are coming up on Edom now. All right, Deuteronomy 30 and 7. Okay? So hey, it's time for you Edomites to feel that pain, that distress. Okay? Verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay? These were spoken from the beginning, okay? By the prophets, man. And the prophets are back speaking the same thing that they spoke in the ancient world, man. Okay? What they wrote down. The prophets are. Let's prove that. We're going to come back to this. Let's go to Jeremiah 28 and 8. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Okay? So the prophets are back speaking the same things again. In this so-called great kingdom that is ruled by Esau Edom. All right, it's great for him. But it wasn't great for your Israelites though. Okay? But now his so-called great kingdom is now crumbling right before his eyes, man. Of war, World War III, of evil and of pestilence, man. So the prophets are back speaking the same thing as in the days of old, okay? Let's go back to Second Israel chapter 5, like Second Israel chapter 9 and verse, let's read verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So the end is being spoken into existence by the men of the Lord, man, the prophets. Okay? Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. So, yeah, we see what's coming. Okay? The men of the Lord are sounding the alarm and warning you Israelites, man, before these things happen. Okay? So let's go back to the article. It says Macron said the far left France unbowed and Marine Le Pen far-right national rally both pursued divisive, divisive politics that stoked tensions between con- communities, all right? And that's what's going to happen here in Babylon, all right? You're going to have Biden, you're going to have people for Biden, you're going to have people for Trump, okay? So you seeing that uprising, uproars of the people in the world, okay? And Esau's kingdom is divided, man. As a matter of fact, let's get that scripture. Mark 3 and verse 20. Yeah, verse 23. Mark chapter 3 and verse 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? Verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So Esau's kingdom is divided against itself, man. These Edomites are divided amongst themselves. Let's go to Blue Letter Bible. Let's go to Mark 3. Let's go to verse 23. And we're going to read this in the NLT. Mark 3 and 23 in the NLT. Yahushua called them over and responded with an illustration. How can Satan cast out Satan, he asks. Verse 24. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Okay? And Babylon, the Great America, and Esau's kingdom is going to collapse through civil war, civil strife, race wars, which is upon us. Okay? Verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Verse 25 in the NLT. Similarly, a family splintered by fuel will fall apart. And Esau's, the race of Edom, is, hey, they're divided, man. Okay? They're divided amongst themselves. Okay? And that's what's going to lead to the Egyptian against the Egyptian. Okay? Verse 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And we're at the end of Esau's rulership, man. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning of it that followed. Verse 26. And if Satan is divided and fights against himself, how can he stand? He will never survive. Exactly. Okay? So Esau's kingdom is truly divided against themselves. Okay? These Edomites, they're divided. Okay? Read that. Yeah, we don't need to read that. Let's go back to the article. We already read it. It says the far right answer to insecurity reduces people to their religion or their origins, and therefore pushes people towards civil war, he said in an interview Monday with the podcast Generation Do It Yourself. The far left, led by the firebrand Jean Lutz, whatever the person's name, and I'm not going to pronounce that, encourage a form of division for the electioneering proposes that also promotes civil war because it reduces people to their religion or ethnic groups. Macron went on. He was referring to accusations that France unbowed positioned itself to attract Muslims voters through its critical position on Israel's war in Gaza. French president triggered uproars when he called a snap election on June 9 after his coalition was torched by the far-right national rally in the European election. The French are now preparing to vote in a parliamentary election that could send a record number of far-right members of parliament to the National Assembly. So, hey, things are getting ready to erupt, man, in Esau's kingdom. Esau's kingdom is on its way out, man. And we read that in Mark 3 and 24. Okay? A kingdom that's divided by civil war will collapse. So Esau's kingdom is on the verge of collapsing, man. Okay? Let's see. Let's skip down. It says, in the past days, the French president's allies had warned of the risk France faces if voters turn to the far right or to the far left. In particular, the risk of economic turmoil. On Monday, the president went a step further in warning that he calls the extremes increased conflict and civil war. And the same thing is going to happen right here in Babylon, man. Okay? You already got that turmoil. You got one people that's for Trump, okay? People that want Trump back, and then you got others that want Biden to stay in the White House. So, hey, it's not looking good, man. So you're starting to see uprisings and uproars of the people and throughout the world, man. Okay, let's go here. Isaiah 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So this is not just going to happen here in Babylon. It's going to be throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Okay? So, look, seditions among men is going to happen all over. Because people are tired and fed up with the government, man. Let's go here. These are the times that we're in. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It ain't talking about some of the world. It ain't talking about parts of the world. It says, woe to the whole world, man. Okay? And them that dwell therein. Woe means destruction. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction drive nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. This is not just going to happen in France. This is going to happen here in Babylon, the Great America, all over, man. Okay? Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People are going to take matters into their own hands. And the same thing that's happening in France is going to happen here in Babylon. Like we say, if Trump wins, people are going to erupt in the streets. If Biden wins and stay in the White House, look, there's going to be chaos either way. It's a lose-lose situation on both ends. Okay? Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Martial law, checkpoints. Okay? You won't be able to travel from one city to another, one state after another. Okay? Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Not just men, women as well. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil the goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Jacob's trouble, man. Okay? And like I say, and like the elder Malcolm always say, man, Jacob's trouble is going to happen worldwide, man. It's going to be a trouble for all. Okay? But only ones that are going to be delivered out of it is the hopeful elect. Okay? The elect of Israel, man. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Only the elect is going to be protected and saved out of these times that are coming. Okay? So, hey, what's going to happen in France? It's going to happen here in Babylon, the Great America, too, in November. All right? That's if we make it to November. All right? That's if an election happens. We don't know. So we're about, a week and one day away, all right, from, July. Today is the 25th, I believe. Yeah. Today is June the 25th. So we got about a few more days before next Monday. Next Monday will be July the 1st, man. So, hey, these days are being sped up for the elect's sake. So we almost out of here. Let's get that scripture and we're going to end it there. Damn. Matthew 24 and verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of this world to this time, no nor ever shall be. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. The days are being shortened for the elect's sake. Okay? So times and the days are speeding up, man. Okay? Jacob's trouble is fast approaching. World War III, the forced implementation of the MOTB, which is the C hip. All these prophecies are fast approaching, man. The fall of Babylon is imminent. Okay? So with that, I'm gonna end it here. I pray this lesson was edifying and straight to the point. All praises and glorifications goes to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakwadash. It's on to the next one, Shalom. Kwam Yashral and Abba Shalom.